Hey, good day to all of you. My name is Blair and welcome to another OS operating system. Today it's all about Windows 11 version 22H2. My desktop right now here in Windows 11 is actually using all those FOSS or free and open source software, including the GNU and the Linux application. So I have all of those stuff right here, even the Krita, which is based with the KDE Linux application, including the KdenLive based on KDE. And of course, at the same time, I have the Audacity, which is the Linux and free and open source software for audio editing. I have the OBS, Open Broadcast Software, and the VLC, of course, and the OnlyOffice. Even though I am using the Windows, I'm using all of those Linux and GNU and FOSS application, including the Firefox. So yes, this is actually basically running all in most of the time Linux and GNU and FOSS application. So right now I'm here in my desktop. For those of you who are using the Mac and to those who are using the Linux, the GNU Linux operating system, so this is the comparison. So the desktop user interface, we have the wallpaper right here. You can change your wallpaper, personalize it, but of course you're just limited with this one, the themes with 6, and the background you could change it, but you have to browse your photos like this one. I have all those photos right here. Themes, contrast, I like the dark mode, so I'll just leave it there. Desktop icon settings, it's just okay with me like that. So this is how your customization, it's just limited. You're not compared to the Linux operating system. You have all the icons right here. You could also hide this one, but of course I rather have the shortcut keys right here. The taskbar has a search button compared to the Mac OS. The Mac OS has the spotlight. You have to click the magnifying icon, then you have to search. But in Linux, especially in KDE, you could just type in, go to the somewhere in the desktop, just type your keyboards and then you could search. That's how easy the KDE desktop environment. The notification area, of course, it's still there, but of course you have the different notification. So this is the taskbar or the dock, or what you called also the panel. Of course you cannot actually, I don't know, you cannot move this one. You cannot move this one. This is actually the taskbar personalized thing, but it isn't personalized. You have limited only. You have the Copilot, which is right here. Copilot is actually a AI that listens to you, and at the same time it is also tracking down your footprint, where you're heading to what kind of website. So that is Copilot. Not only that, but also Cortana. Yes, Cortana is also one of the listening application, but Copilot is the latest. Clippy is one of the oldest. Task view, if you want to change into a new desktop, basically it copied from the Linux. Widget is actually have the problem with this one, because widget supposed to be in here, on this area, but right now widget is actually here, one big block of widget, which is I don't know. It has a lot of ads NBC News, Fox Business, and all those stuff actually paid for this one to be on this widget. Even though you didn't put it, but you are forced. That is why I was surprised actually when I opened Windows. They're so commercialized now compared to way back then, like Windows XP, actually Windows 95. I remember we have Windows 3.11 back then, but it is very primitive. And the widgets are here actually. I didn't actually put this in my desktop, but it just forced me. Like this one, games, they're trying to give you advertise of this games. I could not like delete this one, can I? It just only hide, but I could not because it was signed in by Microsoft Start. See, this is why I changed into Linux and Mac as my daily driver compared to Windows. I was so disturbed with this one when I discovered that they were like listening to my footprints, to my words, to my chat, and I was like, no way. That's why I move out as my daily driver. Like this one, top stories. I didn't put this top stories right here. You cannot remove this one. Just hide. You are being forced, actually. I really don't subscribe to this kind of BS things. Oh, so sad. It was, I don't know, maybe people are just no. Okay, so that is the desktop user interface. So the application, so let's go to the application. So let's go to the start menu button. So the start menu button has a different interface compared to before. You could still move this one on the side, but the problem is you have to click all apps just to look for your apps, and then you can search right here. But of course, if you go back, you're just only limited. And of course, I didn't install this one, 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 and I didn't install this one. So there's actually bloated. I could say it is bloated because I didn't install those applications. So this application is still there. We have calculator, calendar, camera, and of course I installed the Canva, CapCut. Let me see. Firefox, of course, I installed. I didn't install some of this, but this one, the KDE or the KdenLive and the KDE Krita, I installed this one. Line for my messenger. We use Line right here in Thailand actually. It is a Japanese owned messaging app. Microsoft 365 Office. I didn't install this one because it requires me to pay 3,000. Maybe I gonna check out the price right here in the Microsoft Store later. Okay. So Microsoft Teams also was installed, but I don't really use that one. Microsoft To Do, I didn't install this one. The news, I didn't install because I don't really want to know the bad news, because they're always like targeting the bad news. I don't know why. I rather to look for the good news, not the bad news. We also have, of course, I installed the Photopea, and those games I didn't install this one. Recorder, it's already pre-installed. Spotify, it's already pre-installed. Weather, okay, and security backup and tools. And Xbox, I didn't install you. Can I uninstall? Yes, you could. Okay. Okay. So those are the applications. So let's go to the Microsoft Store, let me see. So the apps right here, of course, it has the Xbox games and it is not free. It's 29 baht. Okay, this one, iPix or iLib Paint, I also use this. It's free actually. Wow, just for the game you have to pay 1,399. Wow. And yes, Microsoft 365 Office costs 2,099 when you use this one. So that is why I don't use, and I rather use this only Office for my office needs. Why should I pay? Before, it was pre-installed, nothing to add on. Like now, this is BS. Before it was like basic. Now you have to pay 2,099 just to use Microsoft 365 Office. If only we could like use the cloud, then you have to pay. But just for the app, you have to pay because you are only free to open and preview your documents, but you could not edit it. Oh no, that is BS. That is hold up. Enough with the rant. So this is the So this is the Microsoft Store, and of course the Microsoft Store, the OMG thing is, we're not talking about like just like 10 baht, 5 baht. We're talking about thousands of baht just to play. This is why I don't use Microsoft and I use FOSS apps, but I hope they will not also limit the FOSS app in Microsoft, because if that's the case, of course I'll be not using this Windows forever until they change their mind. Ooh, wow, okay. The developer tools cost 6,999 baht. In Linux it's free, but here in Windows you're talking about less than 7,000 baht. OMG. And then the Sketchbook Pro costs 879 baht. OMG. Oh, this is ridiculous. So the Adobe Photoshop for the photo and video editors, well, the elements cost about 3,499 or less than 3,500 baht. Oh my gosh. AirPlay screen mirroring costs about 279 baht. The PDF editor and converter cost 1,399 baht, but in Linux it's free. You could edit and convert without any additional costs. You already paid for the laptop, you already paid for the OS, and then they also insist to buy those ridiculous price of their apps. Okay, this is clickbait. It is not free, but it is paid already. Of course, I'm using this one. GIMP, yes, but I have Krita right now. I rather use Krita. GIMP a little bit like older application, but I like to use Krita compared to GIMP. I really would like surprise what happened to Windows. They're so greedy right now. Why is it? Games, just for playing the game. So conclusion, I was like really disappointed what happened to Windows compared to where they were before. Like XP, yeah, I like XP, but the problem with XP, it's always crash. Learning curve, I think you have to have a really good learning curve, because even themes. So what happened to the themes? You cannot even like, I don't know. What happened to the themes? Why is it was they want to be customized, but only the background, like the desktop wallpaper, the sound, the color, the mouse, but how about the panels? You could not do anything about it. I don't know what happened to the Windows. Why is it like this? So the learning curve, yeah, you have to be like a programmer to just to look for the new application for the themes, like basically going to the YouTube and then look for the how to make a theme. But in Linux it is so easy. You could like move this taskbar, panel, dock, whatever you wanted to call them now. You could like move it like anywhere. This one, it is stuck right here. So this is the version Windows 11 Home Single Language version 22H2. I really don't know what happened to Windows anymore. So anyway, that's it for the OS operating system Windows 11, installed way back in 2002 because I changed it. Okay, because the first one, I think the 2019 or 2020 email address that I have, the application email address, it was already like cannot open anymore. I don't know what happened to the account. So that's it for now. If you have some question, feel free to ask me. Write it, it comes down below. This is your OS operating system, Windows 11 version 22H2. I am Blair, your science teacher. Catch another episode of OS next time. Bye for now and see you in the next episode. Ciao.